So good morning once again um, from my bedroom at home. I'm going to talk about my release from Brooks Hospital and what happened to me next, kind of. You know, when you're preparing to leave the hospital, the nurses and the CNAs try to teach the person that's taking care of you, in this case my wife, how to do things at home. Changing diapers or nappies, diapers, whatever. Changing the bedding. How to Hoya. How to, lift me out of bed with that machine. How to get me out of a wheelchair with a Hoya. How to get me back in a wheelchair with a Hoya. How to turn me in bed. You can't lie on your back all the time with this kind of injury because of the possibility of bed sores and also the pain that I was under. So all of this was explained to us, and I have to tell you, not so much for me, but for everybody else in my family, but mostly my wife, it was an effing nightmare. I mean, it really was. So, essentially what happened was they delivered me back to the house with a wheelchair that was incredibly uncomfortable. Although my motorized wheelchair had been ordered, but it wasn't going to be here for at least 2 or 3 months, I believe. And so, there we were at home. At that point, the hospital bed, which Moya had got organized, was in our living room. And also they had set up like a huge medicine cabinet with all of my supplies in it and those kind of things. The Hoya was in there. And at that point also our master bedroom / den was being remodeled by the builder. So Moya had to sleep upstairs in the spare bedroom, which she doesn't like for some reason, being upstairs. But she likes to be in her own bed, and I get that. So I think the first night that we got home, I was in the bed, and the problem that I was having was I was still at that point could only lie on my side for, the people at the hospital said, hey, you can lie on your side for 4 hours, but you must be turned over 4 hours. Well, it was so painful for me that sometimes I could only manage like 15 minutes. And so every 15 minutes, every half hour, or every hour, I was having to wake up Moya, and she would have to come down and turn me. And it was a nightmare. It was just really, really a nightmare. I felt bad about it. She felt bad for me. And sometimes I would grin and bear it, stiff upper lip and all that. But it was very painful. And but we managed to get through that. But I don't know how. I mean, it didn't seem to get any better. Sure, we got better at maneuvering me around in the bed and all that kind of stuff, but, bearing in mind in that day and age, I didn't have any upper body strength or lower body strength to help turn over. So, I mean, I was just essentially a, dead meat. So, after a while, we had in-care homecoming, nurse coming to help out. I believe she was supposed to come once a day. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she was supposed to come once a day in the morning and help with Moya, get me out of bed, put me in my wheelchair. On this occasion, she got me out of bed, put me in my wheelchair, and I fell off. She couldn't hold me. I fell right on the ground, out of the wheelchair, which, by the way, was a POS. I don't know why they gave me a wheelchair that didn't fit me, but every time I sat in it, I could only sit in it for about an hour before somebody would have to lift me up and put me back in bed. Even though we had a special cushion on it too. So anyway, I'm dropped on the floor, terrified. The poor girl was just mortified. So 911 was called, and a bunch of big butch guys came in here and picked me up and put me back onto the bed. Moya called my main doctor at Shands, and he Shands. Did I say Shands? UNF. Hey, UNF. And why did I say Shands? Wow, that's okay. That's down in Gainesville somewhere. So at any rate, I was readmitted to UNF, the hospital. They sent an ambulance out. They put me in an ambulance and took me back to the hospital that I originally had my surgery in. And we were there for I think 3 or 4 days, maybe 5 days, while I was kind of recovering from the trauma of falling on the floor. And also they were trying to get me a bed back at Brooks. And it turned out that they finally found me a bed at Brooks Bartram, which is down here in Mandarin, which, I just recently came back from. But I was at Brooks Mandarin the first time around, and I think, general consensus was when I got there, after talking with all of the people and the doctors and the nurses and the CNA, they all agreed that I was actually sent home probably too early because we were not prepared. And anybody out there that's going through the same thing, make sure you're prepared. Make sure you have a backup plan. Make sure that everybody's comfortable doing what you have to do when you come home, because it's 24/7 care basically. Initially, it's 24/7 care. Moya was having to get up 4 or 5 times a night just to make me comfortable. So just please, before you get discharged, make sure you're ready, make sure you have everything at home, and make sure everybody is prepared to what's going to happen. We were fortunate in that we looked into getting 24-hour care. It turned out that we managed without it, but we seriously considered having to hire a nurse to come and sit all night with me. But we managed to get through that. And I think at the time, the fact that I fell out of the chair and had to go back to hospital was probably a godsend in terms of kind of regrouping and managing to get myself into a much better routine and get my more comfortable with having the training that she got at Brooks Bartram. We felt a lot more comfortable when I came home. So at any rate, that's all for now. I will do some more video ASAP. Don't forget to like the videos, and we'll see you next time. Bye.